held a telephonic conversation with the New Zealand Prime Minister. That's the latest coming in. And during this conversation with Mr. Luxon, in this particular conversation, this telephonic conversation which was held, the Prime Minister basically spoke to him. The two leaders jointly announced the conclusion of a landmark India-New Zealand free trade agreement. So that's the latest coming in. Negotiations basically initiated during the Prime Minister, the New Zealand Prime Minister, Mr. Luxon's visit to India, which was in March this year, which was completed in a record 9 months, reflecting the strong political, one may say, will on both sides. The leaders basically said that FTA will be acting as a catalyst for trade, investment, innovation, and also shared growth. Pragya, this is a big news coming in. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi today holding a telephonic conversation with the New Zealand Prime Minister, and obviously the big news coming in from the same is the conclusion of a landmark India-New Zealand free trade agreement. Help us understand the significance of the same.
Well, Meenakshi, this is very important. You know, soon after US slapped 50% tariff, we need to diversify our products and also need to diversify markets as well. New Zealand, because Mr. Luxon came to India in 2025, within 9 months of period, in fact, we saw what we could achieve in as far as FTA is concerned. And in fact, this is going to strengthen not just the economic ties, but also political will, is what the government understanding is, and government believes that, this is a new opportunities as far as innovators, entrepreneurs, farmers, MSMEs, students, and youth of both countries across various sectors are concerned. We are going to invest at least have a bilateral trade of US dollars, $20 billion in India from New Zealand over the next 15 years, if the government believes. And also there is, bilateral cooperation as far as the sectors like sports, education, and people-to-people ties is very important right now. And in fact, that is concerned. It is also a record-breaking time of 9 months in which this FTA has been concluded. It also shows the stature of India and also the acceptability of India as a growing market. And also, this is, Meenakshi, this is mutually beneficial FTA is what the government is saying. It is not that we are opening our markets for New Zealand. It is also that New Zealand is also opening markets and various job opportunities and sectors for Indian youth and entrepreneurs as well. So mutually beneficial FTA, very important as far as this whole geopolitical scenario is concerned, because trade and tariffs are being weaponized by many countries right now. And to have more and more FTAs and bilateral agreements is a way out of that blackmailing, and also being not vulnerable to just one country as far as trade is concerned. So these FTAs are going to have, it has a pinch of foreign policy also in it. It also shows the intent of India in diversifying its, its industries and trade relation, and thereby also having more politically deeper friendship with these nations.
Well, absolutely. Very, very significant news coming in. Thank you, Pragya, for joining us with all these details. Obviously, viewers, as my colleague Pragya was telling us, it's a conclusion of a landmark deal, the India-New Zealand free trade agreement. This is going to be a big boost to the bilateral ties, trade ties between the two countries. The whole FTA negotiations were done within 9 months. The New Zealand Prime Minister has spoken out on the same. Listen in.
Today is a big day for New Zealand. We have just concluded a free trade agreement with India. Now, this may not sound like a big deal for you, but trust me, it really is. And here's how you'll benefit. This is a landmark trade deal, reducing or removing tariffs on 95% of our exports to India. Of course, that makes it easier for Kiwi businesses to sell more of what we produce to 1.4 billion customers and one of the fastest growing economies in the world. When New Zealand businesses can sell more, they grow, and when they grow, they hire more people, and that creates opportunities right across the country. More jobs and higher wages for Kiwis. Trade already supports 1 in 4 New Zealand jobs, and this deal strengthens that even further because it backs our farmers, our growers, our manufacturers, and our exporters to compete and win on the world stage. And this deal will grow the economy, and it will build long-term security for Kiwi families. We said we'd secure a free trade agreement with India in our first term, and we've delivered. National is fixing the basics and building the future. Today.
Right, we are shifting our focus now, viewers. A brawl has broken out in the Turkish parliament. That's the latest news coming in. Brawl breaking out in the Turkish parliament, and then you have those dramatic visuals on your screens. The opposition MPs, they're throwing punches as they disagreed on the budget passed. But extremely dramatic visuals. A dramatic showdown basically happened over the budget. but obviously the shots and the visuals which are coming in extremely, shocking to say the least. You have parliamentarians in Turkey who have come literally to blows, exchanging blows, the brawl happening inside the parliament there. All right, we leave you with these visuals and we are stepping into a short commercial break. News and updates on the other side. Please don't go anywhere.